Hello and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to do another card, and you'll be pleased to know this video will be much shorter than the last one. I'm going to use a technique that Christine Stokes showed on her video, so I'm not going to show you the technique because you might just as well go to her video and see how she does it, because she does it beautifully. She did some different colours. I think she did do some greens. So this is one of the ones I've created, and then I did one obviously with pinks, yellows and oranges, and I'm going to use that as my background for my card today. If you look in the description box below the video, then I will put a link into Christine's video and you can see how she did it. I have got a 6x6 card blank, and I've got a card panel which will go on the top, and as you can see I have cut out some little dies. Where I got them from, I'm afraid I don't remember. I have had them for yonks and yonks. But there is one thing that might be useful for you to know, which if you don't already, is how to get rid of those wispy hairs that get caught around die cuts, especially if you have to run them through your machine more than a few times. Just use an old toothbrush and go round in circles and straight lines as necessary, and go round and round and round and round on the front and on the back, and it just reduces the number of those pesky hairs that are very irritating. At least I find them very irritating. They drive me nuts. And that does make a big difference, and quite a useful tip if you didn't already know it. So what I'm going to do today is have my background. I'm going to raise this bit up on foam tape, but I want my little flowers to sit in the background right against there. So what I will need to do is make sure I get them lined up, which will be today's first challenge. That looks quite lined up to me. So what I will do is slot them back in. If I can remember the order they were in, I think they were like that. And that one was there. But using this tissue, it's the Bleeding Art tissue, does create some really beautiful backgrounds. And you can create quite a bit at a time, and then just use them as you go. So it will be quite a pretty final result. I think I've set myself a bit of a challenge though in having this bit raised up and these going in the background. So I think I might use something to hold that down. In fact, what might be sensible is to get my foam tape on first and then drop them in afterwards. So I'm going to add foam tape and I will come back to you in a second. Right, I have got my foam tape on the back now, and this panel does fit inside the external bits of foam tape, so I'm just going to stick that down, and it's there. So now we've got a bit of gap between the top and the bottom. So now it's a question of getting these in with some glue on and not making a pig's ear of getting them in there and getting glue on everything. So I will do a very fine gluing exercise. I've got my sweet tweezers ready, and make sure I am in shot. I've put this here to remind me to say, if you would be kind enough to give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down, as the case may be, I suppose, and subscribe to my channel, make a comment. All of these things apparently help the algorithm for YouTube, and is helpful to all YouTube contributors, old and new. So, and I have just started an Instagram account, which the address is just there. Not very good at it, I'll be honest. Okay, so first one is going in. That one went down there. So, let's just see. Have a steady hand until you need a steady hand, and then you haven't got a steady hand anymore. Oopsie daisy. There we are. That'll about do it. That's one. Next one. I think these were quite generic little dies, quite possibly from Amazon. You know how sometimes these things kind of pop up when you're looking at something else. They probably see me coming and think, oh, she'll buy something. I think my thing's a bit glued up. Right, that's off. There we are. Bit on the ends. No, I'll have to come back to this. Okay, I've used a pin, so fingers crossed. Oh, there we are. Don't want a lot of glue on here. I don't want to make a mess. What I should do is use Natalie from NB Cards basting brush idea. I have got one, but I need to shorten the brushes. We are. I'm just going to do this, make sure I'm in shot, but out of this glue. Give it a wipe before I get my hand in it. There we are. Right. Glue on the edge of there, that's it. Okay. I've put that in the wrong place, haven't I? That should have been up there. Oh well, I guess it won't matter. Next one. If you pounce it really quickly, then you only get a teeny tiny bit on it, so it's not too bad. A few places here, doesn't need to be on all of it, just enough to catch. There we go. Okay, number 3. Wipe before I put my hand in it again. That one is in the right place. Oops, there we are, drop it in. Do think that looks really pretty. And last one. In its wrong spot, so hopefully it will fit. Bit around the edges. Oh, there we go. just going to put the lid on that so it doesn't get gunky. They normally have a crystal on the top, but mine, I think it fell off actually, but it does mean I can now put it upside down, and then the glue's always where I want it to be. Wipe up again, and in we go. Lucky that the apertures are the same size as each other. There we are. That's one of those wisps I got off earlier. Dropped it on my card front. There we are. Right, so that is going to go onto my card base. Does open the right way around, like that. I've got a fairly narrow border on it today, and it could easily have a sentiment on it across somewhere, but actually at the moment I think I'm going to leave it without. So thank you for watching again. Please do subscribe, leave me a comment, thumbs up. I'm going to try and get better at lighting and things like that, but if you've got any suggestions or any suggestions of videos you'd like me to do, then please do, and I hope you like the finished card. Thank you. See you again next time. Bye.